Hello everyone. Sorry, my voice disappeared then. Hello everyone. Try again. Welcome to Winzig Creations. My name's Becky. I hope you're all okay today. I hope you're all finding some time to have some calm and peace and maybe look at some nature. I know. My matches are massive. I ran out of the normal little ones. I had these ones for absolutely years, donkey's years. I bought them in my last house. My son was when he was a young teen, I was teaching him how to light the fire. We had an open fire and he wanted to know how to do it, light it in the mornings and things. So I got these extra long matches to show him how to light the fire so he wouldn't burn himself, so he could take his time. But not long after that, we got a combi boiler, so we didn't need the back boiler from the fire. Still had the open fire, but we only used it occasionally, holidays and holidays. So anyway, I never got around to throwing them out, thankfully, because now I'm out of normal size matches altogether. Right, I'm sorry about the mess of my desk, but I was in the process of doing something and stopped for lunch and decided that, looked at my list and thought it's about time I did another video. And I thought, well, I'll just bring you along what I've been doing this morning and we'll just carry on. I know sort of a craft along. It's the big one. I'm working on the big one. I have got a lot of ideas going through my head at the moment, so I'll try to concentrate. I'll show you what I've done so far. So I've done quite a bit off camera. Some of this I might have shown you, some of it I may not. I'm fairly certain you've seen that page. Anyway, I'm doing both back and front at the same time. I haven't done anything with this page yet. I'm thinking that I might put something on there because you can't write on it. So I might do something with that. It's the only page I haven't really, you can write around this. And that's got something on. These little writing bits, look, that you can write on. Sorry if you've seen this bit before, but there might be new people out there that haven't. And this is another one of these that you can write on. That's just a little tuck under there. Little decoration. And oh, I love this one. This is nice. That's a nice big journal card. This tag has got another little bit inside it. That goes in there. Yeah, another big one. A lot of these papers are pink monarch prints, and a lot of them are my own, like this one, for example. But the embellishment there is pink monarch prints, and so is that. I think that is as well. And that's one of their papers. So there's a good mixture of everything really in here, but I'm basing it around the pink monarch prints ones and just grunging it up a little bit. This is one I've made out of a journal, out of a masterboard. I also made 4 masterboards. I don't know if I've shown them to you, but masterboards are masterboards, aren't they? This one's got a writing page on the back, so I kept it fairly small. So there's that one with a little bit on the side there. I love things sticking out the side and out the top. So you can write in there. I will be doing a writing board with this one because it's going to be quite chunky and lumpy bumpy. Another writing space. And this has loads of tags in, another tag, 2 more there, and 2 baby ones down the bottom there. This has got so much going on this page. We've got a fixed pocket here. These all have 2 things in, so pop that in there. And this one has 2 things in, equally decorated, embellished. I always think of decorating like decorating your house, whereas embellish means, I don't know, much the same, I guess. And another one of my tall tags from my masterboard. And that fits right in there. Then 2 smaller ones. I don't think there's, oh, this one's got another one in. That's got a little bit in. I do that with some of them. A couple of little green ones. I found this little bits of velvet, which I thought was nice. So I stuck the velvet on there. That's that one. Leaning over. This is the middle at the moment. It's not the middle because there's other pages, but as I say, I'm doing both sheets at the same time. There's 2 in there, 2 in here. And this is the back of the journal, and there's 2 in here. It's a full-size journal card there, a nice big one. and a postcard there. So that's that. I've just put a bit of, bearing in mind there'll be other pages here, so that'll be one of its own, you see. Well, this page will be in there. That'll be there. So it won't look quite so full on when there's other pages in. That's a writing page. And that's a writing page. So I've done this little one here. Stiddy little one. It's a pretty page. And then two more of the, oh, this one's a money one, but I've got a couple of little things in there. They're all embellished as well. And the same with this, there's a couple of bits in there as well. And I just put a couple of stamps in there. This is a CD envelope, but it's I like it because it's goes that way actually. And there's something in it as well. And that just tucks in there nicely. So that's a nice CD envelope, which I've made into like a postage envelope. That goes in there. I don't think it goes which way around it goes. And this is a telegram. Don't get telegrams anymore, do we? But anyway, it's a telegram, so I've popped that in there. Made a pretty edge here. Oh, this one's come undone, look. Oh, I'll have to put another, once they're cut short, I can't. Let's just do that now. Let's get that repaired, otherwise I'll end up forgetting. I might have to put a spot of glue on if it comes undone again. This is just something a bit different on the edge. I've done a double edge. I'll show you the other side. Look, this is edged as well, so let's pop that in there. Pull it through. There we are. Just fancy, I'll put a couple of violets in there. Just fancy doing something a bit different on this side. You can't have, I've got miles of that stuff. Well, look, I've got miles and miles. That's a solid ball. So yeah, that's those. And then over here we have a small policy envelope, which is nice and embellished. And again, it's got bits inside. And that just slots in there. This page was very floppy and I wasn't happy with it, so I strengthened it with this and these. And then I got a bit carried away and strengthened it more this side, so I made a pocket as well. This is a writing page and 2 mini envelopes with mini bits in. These are tiny little envelopes, aren't they? And they pop in there. Bit of fluffy stuff on there. I haven't done anything with that yet. I like that page as it is, so I think I'll probably just leave it completely like that. And I think I've shown you these, haven't I? They've got writing pages in both of them. That one. And why isn't this one? Oh, it has. It's here. It's fallen in. There you go. And that one. So that's where we've got to. That's where we got to. Where I've got to. As I say, each double spread takes a while. Although the one I'm doing now, excuse me, it shouldn't take too long, because on this one I'm actually decorating that page, because these are all really good writing pages and there's not a great deal of writing space in this one. So I thought, where I've got plain pages like that you can write on, I'm literally going to just leave them. So we've got some writing to do. And this is a pocket as well. And I've decided on what I'm putting in this one, and I was letting them dry because I backed them all. And that's when I decided to go and have some lunch. Although it is quite late. It is. Let me write this down. It's 13:45 when I started, I think. Not that I mean anything to you, because I don't know when you'll see this. Excuse me. So, yeah. Hope you all had a... I did a video on Monday, so I've asked you about your weekend then. But anyway, if you weren't here Monday, I hope you had a nice weekend and you're having a nice week. Yes, I made my own folio up, because a lot of people are doing folios and I think they're really good fun. I've shown you mine a few times now, but I've got some, instead of using the file folders I was using, which are really dark in colour, I thought I would make one with you all, but it will be in a creamy coloured buff sort of file folder instead, which I know are a lot more common in the States than they are in this country, but it's okay. But it doesn't really matter what you make it out of. You don't need buff ones, and you don't need cardstock ones. Any card will do, because you pretty much cut it all up anyway. And I've got all the sizes. It will have to be, though, at least a 2 or not speed I work, possibly 3-parter. I'll see how much prep I can do beforehand, and that might allow it to be shorter. I shall see. There will be a lot of prep if I do that, but that's not a problem. I'd like you to see it, and I can always put all the measurements I use in the description box, you know. Something else I also want to do, which probably has nothing to do with the video, I don't think. I want to, I'm part of this group that meets on a Wednesday, and some people are churchgoers, some people are not, but we all meet together. And I would like to make them all a small journal. One of my dear friends there, I've made 3 for already. But for those who are churchgoers, I'd like to make them a prayer stroke gratitude journal, a bit like the one I'm making, but much, much smaller. And those that aren't, rather than sort of miss them out or anything, I'd like to make them either just a generic journal, but all little ones. I thought, excuse me, I thought the size of the Pink Monarch Prints paper, this is a good size, isn't it? It's a lot smaller than, quite a bit smaller than UK A5, because it's, I think it's US letter size. It might even be a little bit smaller than that. But anyway, I thought that size would be quite nice. But I want to sort of mass make them. If that, I mean, I know Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah is the queen of mass making. So I'm not sure, I wouldn't call it mass making. That's her thing. But it would be a case of, I have to work out how many I need exactly for the regulars. And, you know, do I literally make them identical? Or, which would obviously be a lot quicker and a lot easier. Or, see, I like to make my journals all individual, all different. That is the whole point of them, is that they're all unique and all completely different. So, I give all my journals numbers, and they all have names, and I would like to continue that on. So I'm in a bit of a quandary about what to do. I suppose I'd end up making about 10, I suppose, maybe 9 or 10 of them. It's about 9 or 10 people that go regular. This group's been going for 17 years, believe it or not. It's amazing. And people come and go, but the people there that are there at the moment, I've known since I've been going, and I've been going 7 years. A lot of people obviously dropped out during COVID, and a lot of them didn't come back either. But we've got this like core group of about 6 that did come back, and we've got a few new people as well. And yeah, I thought it would be nice to sorry, I'm working on. Thought it'd be nice to do one for them all. You know, I'm always talking about my journals and things. And there's only one lady there, my dear friend Glenys, who I've given a few journals to over the past. I made her a knitting one and a material one, because she does a lot of sewing. And she also had a sort of storage one for her to store patterns and things in. Anyway, that's my quandary on how to tackle that. I don't think it would be, I'm not really sure that it would be fair to do it on camera, really. I think that's something I might have to do off camera. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? Have any of you ever sort of mass made them? You know, I'm sure somebody has, you know, I'm sure I've, was it Gail? I don't know. I know somebody out there did a load all at once. It could have been Gail Gastonelli, or it could have been, maybe it was Pam from Paper. I don't remember. Any of you can remember who it was, or if it was you, drop me a comment. So I'm not sort of talking in the wind here. That would be great. Yeah, it's something that's been on the back of my mind for a long time, and since I subscribed to Pink Monarch Prince now, I thought I would for a little while anyway. See how it goes for 12 months. You don't have to subscribe for 12 months. You can subscribe, I believe, for as long as you want, but you go to their website, they'll tell you everything there. And what I do like is they're very big kits, so you can use them for more than one journal, and you can change them up, change them down. You can make them very light and fluffy and pretty. You can make them grungy. You know, you can move them about. I mean, the latest one, the October one, I absolutely love because it's all quite autumny and quite. It would be very easy to grunge up that one, and that is something I've been saving at the moment in my stash. I've been saving, for years now. Bits and bobs. I think, well, that'd be great for for a grunge journal. I've just put it in one of my wallets at the back there. So I've got up quite a lot of stash for a grungy one. So that's something else I'd like to do. Well, I've got to decorate these now and pop them in here. Sorry, I've done nothing but waffle since I've gone. It's concentration. I might have to concentrate, but first things first, coffee. Oh, I need that today. I had the day off yesterday. Didn't go out. I'll go out every Wednesday as regular as clockwork. I didn't go anywhere yesterday, and I felt it was so cool, so good. It was really, really quite nice. Is there a tall? Yes, there is a tall thing on here. I don't want to put too much on this because I like this. I wonder if I should just not put anything on it. I'll go on there. I think I might just leave that. It's a really old advert. It's a reproduction of an old advert for vanilla ice cream, jellies and custard and pastry. There we go. So I think I'll put that one on there. And these ones, have I got a diddy? I got a little diddy one there. What's too wide for that? I've found actually a lot of these flowers are either too big or too small. That's the same one. They're tall and thin. They'd go on there, wouldn't they? I don't have to rush to use these up. I've got another whole signature yet, but as you say, you don't have to use them all up. I mean, I've got so many of my own flowers as well. But, you know, I want to use what I've got out, you know, all my stuff that I've got out, I really rather use rather than go diving through my stash. Don't want to put you through that. Right, then let's get some little, this one with a nice little ladybird would go nicely on there, wouldn't it? This is like mass covering my my journals, my tags. You can go on there. You can go on there. And what else have we got? Oh, I like these. Oh, that's a pale one. Doesn't matter. I can gunge it up a bit. No, nope, nope, nope. This is a little bit big, this flower. I might find a diddy one to go on there. Oh, I've suddenly come rather warm. Every time I lift these up, I get in there, get in the right bowl. Right, we're not going to worry about him for the moment. Concentrate, Becky, concentrate. Which might involve shutting my mouth for a second or two. Can it be done, you wonder? I love these. See, whispering still counts, you know. Whispering to yourself is still talking. So is humming. Just concentrate. I got a few stamps out on the side. Ink, you know, stamps you ink, not stamps as in postage stamps, which I've been using as I go along, and it's such good fun. I don't often do that. I usually think, oh, I'll stamp them at the end, and then I don't get round to it. But I just think they look so good when you stamped them. These are so diddy. Some of these, right? That one. Let's get something for that one. What are you? Ooh. I think I put a really dark one on you. Ooh. Oh, you're nice. Found you laying on my, oh, I'll use you. I found you laying on my desk. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say that I am gonna nip into my little stash for some diddy flowers. See if I've got any diddy flowers. I've got some lovely little leaves I could put on that. And I've got this thing. I don't know where I acquired this from. It does have some diddy flowers. Oops, not the statics caught it. It does have some diddy flowers. It's probably reflecting in the camera, this, sorry. Pages fall out of it though. I thought these ones might. Let's have a look. See, the ones on stems are too. I could cut a stem off. Oh, I like that. That one's nice. I'm just going to get this one off here. How do you get them out? I haven't used this. Ah, there we go. Ooh, ah. I'll put that on there. And I'm going to cut it off. There. Put you over there. I don't want you. That is the shape. That's the right shape. Oh, that was quite good fun. Nope, we'll put that away. I was getting some other flowers out, but that was the one I wanted flowers for, wasn't it? But I have got some miniature. I've got some little butterflies here. When I say miniature, I mean miniature. They're actually designed to go on your fingernails, but obviously I don't do that. But they're so cute. You probably can't even see them on the camera. I'm going to put one on there. Can you see it? It's Diddy. Right. We'll put one on this one as well, shall we? Put a purpley one on this one. Put him down there. That was just a bit of fun. Let's get you popped back in there. Butterflies. There we go. Right, washi tape is what I want. Some washi tape. I've been using quite a bit of my washi tape. Talking of washi tape, I was going to mention this. Don't know about you, but most crafters store in their washi tape. That's not going to go on now, is it? Oh, I could go that way. Is a nightmare. And I have tried loads of different sorts. I tried having them on a long pole on a hook, so you could just pull them off. I had my ribbon the same way. That didn't work. Particularly if you run out of one, you had to take the whole lot off. So then I tried just putting them in the box. But of course, they never got used because I couldn't see them. If I don't see it, it don't get used. Quite simple as that. That's why those bits and bobs are in my drawer, because at least that's right at hand. And then I made some pretty little long boxes all the way along my desk. And that worked quite well. The only trouble is when you got one out, you end up just chucking it back in, not finding the slot that it goes in. So anyway, I saw these and I thought I'd try them. And honestly, they work very well. They really do. I mean, they're as cheap as chips. And they are very good. Whoops. This is quite sharp, actually, to say the least. And if one runs out, you only have to take 2 or 3 off and then slot them back in, you know. And I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I don't know why I've got 11 and not 12. I've got 11 of them. And I've got all my washi tapes at the back of my desk. They don't take up much room because they're very thin. They're very thin that way. 2, 4, 6. Well, I've got 8 of this thin one, these medium ones on, but I have got them with really wide ones on, and they do work well. What I like is I can see every single washi tape I own up there, And this one's a bit thick for this. Never mind. I own up there, which is brilliant. I've got a little box here with a few more in. That's all I've got left now to find homes for. And I'm going to get some more of these. I mean, this one, you can't fit in. So that one, you know, and this one, yeah, it would fit in. But I prefer to use them by hand. But all the other little ones will go on another one. I just haven't got around to ordering another one. At the moment, I'm more concerned about sorting stuff out for my son's wedding. So I put a hold on ordering supplies for myself at the moment. So yeah, if you're stuck about what to do with your washi tape, this is a solution I've found that works. I mean, if you got like 200 tapes, I don't think that's going to work. Having said that, I must have nearly 100 here. You know, some of them are really thin like this, you know, and they're very dusty, those ones. I don't use these ones. You always, I think, however many you have, you tend to gravitate to your favourite ones, don't you? Especially if you buy them in packs, you know. And I went through and I did this to all of them, and I wouldn't bother because they all come off anyway. I did that with all of them, but it's no trouble to take them on. Actually, I want some for this one. Have I got a thin, narrow one, a plain narrow one? Not a dark one anyway. I want a dark one on here. But yeah, honestly, I found it the best system so far. Still a bit fiddly, but wherever you put your washi tape, it's going to be fiddly because they are fiddly, aren't they, in themselves? And I always put extra glue on, you know, these temporary tapes. Shouldn't technically call them washi, should you? But I call them washi because they are only temporary. But so I put extra glue on. Oh, my scissors are going to need cleaning. Sorry, I've got stays on my hands from stamping. Stays on ink. All right, you're going on there, and that's you done. Let's pop him on. So a bit of trivial information there about washi tape. That's you. Let's pop you on. If you're interested, you can get them from Amazon, but I think they're a bit pricey. I don't think they're a little bit pricier on Amazon. I got them from Temu because they were so cheap on Temu. You know, they really were. Having gone to the trouble of covering and making boxes, which took me ages to do, and then that still didn't work, you know. I was quite pleased to find those on Temu because they were so cheap. I thought I'll try one pack. I think they came in. Was there 4 or 2? I can't remember, but you got more than one in a pack. And it was only £1 something for the pack, so it was like 50p each or something, ridiculously cheap. And yeah, I tried a couple out and thought, well, these would work. So I built up an offer and got them. You do have to be careful with Temu though. You know, I ignore all their I do tend to ignore all their special offers and all these, you know, game quizzes and games. You know, they sort of draw you in. It's a good shop. If you ignore it all that, just go on and get what you want and double check all the sizes, triple check the sizes. And then I don't think you can go wrong, really. You just have to be careful, you know. Use a bit of amounts, you know, and you should. And on top of that, if you do buy the wrong thing for the wrong size, they're very good at returns. I am not sponsored by Temu at all. I just find them relatively good to use, to be perfectly honest. For art supplies, I don't know what they're like for other stuff. I only buy craft supplies from them. Oh, sorry. There is a hair on this and I can't get it. You probably can't see it, it's so fine. There we are. That's you done. Pop you in there. Oh, you don't go in there, you go in here. There we go. So there we are. I do buy an awful lot. I used to buy an awful lot and I still do buy too much from Amazon. It's so convenient, especially when you're in a hurry for something. You know, you're halfway through a project, you think, oh, I've run out of glue, or I've run out of, you know, 3-in-1 or whatever it is you've suddenly run out of. Sorry if this is reflecting. I use it to, that's the wrong thing. I use this to dull down the edges when it's... I've printed them on cheap white paper because I'm just going to stick them on. 80 GSM, so it's just standard copy of paper. So I just, because otherwise they'd be really bright and in your face, so I just use that to dust them off. But I do it on a piece of acetate, and then later on when I've finished, I just wet this and dab a bit of cloth on. It cleans the acetate, and then you get a piece of dyed. I think Julie from Camellia Crafts does that as well. It's a common technique, I suppose. And it's just when you want a whole area covered, and it's just, I mean, you can barely tell I shouldn't think you could even tell the difference on camera, but you can face to face, you know. I hope you can see all right. Let me just double check that you can see what I'm doing. Oh yes, you can. Wouldn't be, it's not unusual for me to film when you can't see what I'm doing. It's very typical of me. That goes there. I want washi tape on this one as well, I think. That's my go-to if I'm confused. What else do I want on this? I just pop washi tape on. We're going to put you on. No, we'll do the you because you're stuck there. There we go. That'll do nicely. They do stand on top of each other as well, very well. Where's my glue? Because that's me to put it away. Yeah. So I've got room for 3 there. I don't know where I'd put any more, but I think I might need more than 3. But my craft room is very much set up so I can reach just about everything from my seat. Talk about lazy. No, I've got a very small space. I also find, unless I can sort of lay my hands on it pretty easily, it's not going to get used. And I have everything labelled, you know. So bulk of the stuff, I would say 95% of the stuff I can reach pretty much from my chair by swinging around. Only things I have to get up for are the stuff on the very top shelf because I'm too little to get up there. Oh, there we go. So, you know, after all that, I'm not 100%. I'm not sold on that. Let's find a different one. How about you? Oh, I like that one better. Did it. So, there we go. We probably won't get much done today. As I say, this takes a while, and also, as you know from the past, I'm not the fastest crafter in the world. I remind myself of Julie from Camellia Crafts. She's the same. I think it's when you do a lot of talking, and depends on how much prep you do, I suppose. I mean, I have my stuff already out, so I didn't have to prep that. But I want something on top of this. I do. Look, gonna attack the hole maker thingy again. See if we can get this to work. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to have this in the middle. I guess a lot of things, but if these aren't in the middle, they do my head in. I just can't cope with that. Has to be in the middle. I know a lot of people guess them. If I guess, it would be all over the place. It would indeed. Let's just get a bit of thread in this. So yeah, to my right, I have a 5x4 Kallax unit from IKEA, and yeah, it's rammed. Well, I say it's rammed. I can get everything out, and I use I didn't have it to the ceiling because I wanted to use the top for books. So the top shelves are all my books that I dismantle or use or take things out of and what have you. And the rest are just, and the very, further away it is, the less I use it. Items, you know, like my patterns are over there. I don't not to use patterns much for this, but I do use them for my embroidery and things like that. So I mean, I keep all my craft there. Oops, come back here, you. You're going there, and you're going there. Yeah, I am leaving him. You go in. Ooh, I haven't done you, have I? You're going in there. Oh, let's pop you out. Let's pop you in there so you don't poke out the side here. And you go under them. Yeah. Yeah, and but I have another unit at the other side of the room which has all my material in. Of course, I only get my material out for a particular purpose, so I don't mind that not being at arm's length. You know, I mean, my scraps are, which is of course what you tend to use. And if I want to make a material cover, which I do quite a few of, I'll just go over there and open the box for the what. And I've got a whole box of, you know, like calico and linen and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's all over there. I've got way too much material and way too much lace and ribbons and all that sort of thing. Yep, that'll do nicely. So yeah. So these are sticky. I went through and printed a lot of labels off on my sticky back, which is nice. I need to I should do that with the pink print ones really. But what I do is just set print all 55 pages and just leave it going, you know. Right, I want something in there. I think it's going to have to be a number. I don't know if I've got any numbers small enough though, because it I could do a few. And tape off the others. Would that work? I don't think I've got a small enough one. I don't know if this will work. I could end up with a blodge. End up with just a big blodge. Let me try it on something, shall we? Before I decide to use it on there. Oh, it's not too bad. I know what I need to do. Take that off. I think I was... Let's pop this. Yeah, there we go. Let's ink this up. Then I don't have to worry about it, do I? Lovely. That worked. Yep, that worked nicely. In you go. That's that page done. So let's get, where is it? It's here. Let's get you out and pop you in. Oh, it's quite a quick page, but there we are. That goes in there. Yeah. So the next one hasn't got pages to go with, so that's okay. What's our next page then? This is the next one. What's this one? Oh. So what have we got here to use? We've got this nice page. I love this page. That's nice. That's just a join. Ooh, I think we could use that for writing on, don't you? It's pretty, very pale, so I definitely think we could write on there. But you obviously can't write on here. So let's get a nice pocket for here. Excuse me. I just keep slurping my coffee with the vain hope that my elusive frog doesn't come whizzing back. This is... What are you doing down there, Mr. Tag? Mr. Label? Get back in your trough. I've used one of these in this. I want to keep a few of these different ones for the other signature. Now, we haven't used one of these that I've made. These can go over the page. We haven't got anything that side either, so we could pop you over here. I made two, one for this signature and one for the other signature, so I have to ink that up there. Yeah, we'll use this. Right, let's get a nice good score line down this first. I've actually cut this out in scrapbooking paper, so it's quite tough, which is good in a way, but also you really have to score it. There, I'll ink up that, and then I'll probably put a bit of washi tape down. I don't know what's happened there. Of course, we don't have to have this side. We can have that side. We can have this side and tip this up like that. I think we'll go with this, even though that bit is torn off. Right, let's pop you under here. I think I'm going to glue the whole thing on at once. Now this side has these. Usually fold that over. I don't know what this one is for, but you can just, if it comes over, you can just, I think I'll just leave that out and I'll probably put a label or something on it. This one I will glue in there. Let me just glue on the inside to start with. So I hope you can see all right. Before we do that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some inking. All right. This is ground espresso. I'm just going to go around the top because the top is white. And as we've got you out, we'll go along the bottom as well. So what I normally do with these, because they're quite tight, I put one little one in each of the little ones, and then I usually put a big one in there. Well, you can glue down the middle and put two in, but I usually, when I was here, wasn't I? I usually just do one big one. Glue, glue. Here we go. I can't remember when I bought this die cut, quite a while ago. The only thing is you do need an A4 cutter to can I see the mark on this one? No, I'm just going to have to guess. It's about there. Don't have to do that one. That's about there. And this one's here. Sticky one. Let's close you up. Now, if you go around the page, you don't have to worry about the middle buckling because it goes over the page like that. I'm just going to ink that. That's typical of right, let's glue it on to the page now. We've glued it down here. Yeah, down here. Plenty of glue on because it's quite a tough bit of paper to sit on. There we go. Right, went quiet, didn't I? I was concentrating, you see. Right, up there, up there. There, a double pocket. And you can stick them down and have that bit flapping up and down if you want as well. Might do that with the other one, we'll see. Right, we need 2 lilies here, and then a fairly big one. Well, sorry. Are you all right? Did I make you feel seasick? I'm sorry about that. I caught the leg of my tripod, and you went for a little ride then. Are you all okay? Yes, I think you are all okay. Sorry about that. Hope none of you feel too sick after me whizzing you across the table like that. There we go. Right, we want some relatively small ones to fit in there. Let's get these out. Oh, that's nice. One with the... Oh, I quite like that one as well. How about, do you think these will fit in as well? They might do once they're backed, mightn't they? Oh, that's a long one. Get a shorter one. I think I dropped one. I did. There we go. Those 2 in there. Might as well do them all together, mightn't we? This is like mass making, isn't it? What have we got in here? This one's nice. Always like this one. It's cool. I do gravitate to the green. So that's a smaller one. And let's go down here. I'll put you in there. Put you in there. When these backed, I don't know if these little ones will fit in, but we'll give it a go. There's no harm in backing them anyway, is there? Pop you back in the in there, and then we'll get some big ones out. And then we've got one of these. Oh, that's a nice size. Whoops. And another one of those can go there. I might put a smaller one in as well. These are Tracy Fox. Have I got any large? No, I haven't. I was thinking if I got any really big journal cards. I do have some of these though, which are quite nice, which just need backing. That colour doesn't really do us any fun. Neither does that colour. What else have I got? This colour goes. That one's nice. Back that. That purple there's nice with that. Back that one then. Oops. Where's it gone? And this one's got a bit of... How about this one with the... Oh, that... Yeah, there we go. I do like to stuff my pockets. They're always well stuffed. So when you get one of my journals, you get your money's worth, believe me. Because I do. Let's just see if I can do this without bashing the tripod. There we go. But we don't want you, do we? So lots of backing. So yeah, I hope this isn't too boring for you, but this is how I make them. I back them all, and then but I do put a lot in my journal so that they do get, this is quite thick. I might back this with paper actually, otherwise it's going to be very thick. We could do writing paper on the back, or should we do coffee dyed? We'll do coffee dyed. We'll do coffee dyed. I've got a piece here. You all fit on there. Let's glue you on then. Where's my glue? Here it is. So what would you do if you had loads to make, loads and loads of journals to make, all for the same time frame? I mean, I don't want to make one and then give it out until, you know, I don't want people to think they're missed out or anything. So I could just make one at a time, I guess, and just store them all until I've got them for all of them. That might be good fun, actually. They're only going to be single. They'll only be single signature ones, you know. Also a good way, I think, to use up your scraps, I think. You know. It's not like I'm going to be selling them, you know. These are giveaways, these. So, that's that one done. I have no idea where these came from. No idea at all. I just acquire stuff sometimes. I think we all do, don't we? I can feel a ruffle in the back still. There we go. That number one's done. Put you there, out of the way. We'll save you for something else. Put you in the save it for later pile. Another piece of coffee dyed paper. I don't think I've got any in here, have I? I've got any in here? No, I don't think I have. Oh, yes, I have. I've got a piece of this anyway, which is nice, and it's white on the other side, so I can stick one of these on here. And I'll have that lovely colour on the other side. That'll do. Get these two big bits out of the way first. It's a lovely day today here. Between 12 and 18, which is brilliant temperature really for October. I keep forgetting it's October. Yeah, lovely. Lovely, bright and sunny, which, you know, I think's amazing for this time of year. I went for a short walk this morning. It was a short one too, because I had a lot to do, but yeah, I got a really nice I don't know what's going to I don't really know where to put that actually. There. It's changed from coffee dye, doesn't it? I'm going to have to get some rubbing alcohol and give my scissors a good clean. I've run out, that's why they haven't been done. That's you backed anyway. You can go there to dry. You'll need a new big piece. You'll need a new big piece. What have I got here? I've got some... Well, probably there. Let's see, I've got some little bits here, you see, that I save, and these bits sometimes fit on them. There, you'll fit on there. I'm quite stingy with my coffee dyed card. I suppose when you've gone to the lengths of coffee dyeing something. The thing is, coffee dyeing stuff, excuse me, gives me really bad backache. So whenever I do have coffee dyed stuff, I usually hoard it a little bit or use it sparingly. But I got a new printer now. I'll actually print my coffee dyed digis onto it. My old printer wouldn't wouldn't take 200 GSM, even though it was supposed to. It wouldn't. So I could never print them on there, but I can my new one. So I would. So I've got some 200 GSM. Don't ask me what that is in. I think it's something like £110 or something. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I can now print on card, which is brilliant. I don't very often because our card in this country is very expensive, but it's handy to be able to print my coffee dyed ones now. And then I've got a whole stash of different coffee dyed ones, so I don't have to send my back on fire every time I want. That's too small. That's too small. Have I got any more? That's too small. That's too small. Right, let's go to the big piece then. Where's my big piece? Here it is. That's where the coffee's gone over the page. So this, I think we'll only get half this page done actually, but I will carry on afterwards. I won't bore you to tears with watching all of it. And this is how I'll go through the rest of it really. I do want to add some extra pull-outs and things on it, so you might see some of that. This is sort of a craft with me, the big one. I think the last one I did was my little one. I don't know. I'm sorry if it was this before. I do write them in my diary, so in my journal. Sorry, I've got a craft journal, and I write them in there, but I don't always look, you know. Writing them down is one thing. Looking at them, remembering to look at them is another thing, isn't it? Well, I hope you've been enjoying them anyway. Got a lot of thumbs up, which is lovely. A lot of likes, but not many comments, but maybe there's nothing to say. No worries. I enjoy making them. I just have to remember sometimes that I'm actually filming, because I do tend to talk to myself even when I'm not filming. That's yeah. I think a lot of us do actually, but maybe not to the same extent. I do have to remember. I'm getting a little better at keeping an eye on the time now. Quite a bit better than that. I watched one the other night from Treasure Books. Oh, what she did was beautiful. She made a scrapbook journal thingy with all her scrap cards, and she did loads of mixed media with it. And it was amazing. I mean, you couldn't write in it. It wasn't a writing journal. It was, I suppose, what you call an art journal of a form, or she called it as a scrap journal because it was made of all scraps, mainly her scrap card. And yeah, I mean, the video itself that I watched was 1.5 hours long. But, and she said herself it should have been, and Natasha said it should have been a 2-parter or a 3-parter, but she did it all in one because she wanted to get the idea across to us, which is fair enough, you know. I enjoyed it, but she edits her video. I don't edit mine. She edits hers, which is just as well, because she said the initial filming, she's done over 5.5 hours filming, and she edited it down to 1.5 hours. I don't think I could film for that long. She's very clever, but no. I mean, I can pause you while I go and do something, but I don't think. Well, I can't edit yet. I don't edit, should I say? Right, that's all of them. Let's cut them all out, and then we ink and see where we're going. Might just have time to finish this off, this page off, which would be nice. what I am going to do when I'm going away at the end of the month, and I'm going to see if I can teach myself on my editing. I've got an app on my computer. I've got a program on my computer for downloading and editing. That's how I join my videos together. And it has got the facility to edit. I just haven't played with it enough to do so. But I would like to fast forward certain bits. Like, it would be useful if I could fast forward this bit for you, for example. You know. So at the end of October, I'm going to sit and see if I can work out how to do that. I'll copy one of my videos, and then I'll see if I can work out how to fast forward bits. And so all I can do at the moment is I can pause it, and I can put 2 or 3 videos together if I needed to, and things like that. But that's the full extent of my knowledge at the moment. I use a program called Filmmaker. So yeah, let me know how you get on, guys. You know, I know some people are absolute whizzes at it, you know, and some people just give you the rawness of as they craft. You know, mine's more like Gail's. What you see, what I do is what you see, and what you see is what I do. You know, nothing hidden. But then you have to watch me do things like this. So, which I suppose if I was a comedian wouldn't be too bad, but I'm not a comedian, so it must get a bit boring for you. I try not to give you 2 boring ones in a row, if I can help it. Well, I suppose craft-alongs aren't that boring, because craft-alongs are designed for you to have somebody in the background doing their craft while you're doing your craft, isn't it? So they're not designed as a tutorial at all, are they? I've got masses of fussy cutting to do tonight. I love fussy cutting. I know some people, it's the bane of their life and they hate it. And some people get those, like, what are they, scan and cut machines or something, so they can have them all cut out for them. I like fussy cutting. I find it, I usually watch television while I'm doing it, and I find it very therapeutic. I'm one of these people that whatever's happening, like the telly's on, or on a Zoom meeting or something, I've got one tonight, I'm usually doing something at the same time with my hands, you know. Usually cutting stuff out, or I'm sewing. Sometimes I crochet while I'm on Zoom, you know. Tonight I'll be cutting out. I've got a load of poppies to make, so... Oh, that's that bit. Save that bit. There we go. Yeah, hands are very rarely idle, I have to confess. A couple of nights recently, I've not done anything. I just thought I'll just sit and rest and watch telly. The thing is, you start wanting to munch then, don't you? Oh, what can I have to eat? Because I just need something in my hands, and I don't like that. You know, I like to not eat anything after my tea if I can help it. So yeah, doing something always helps. I was talking to a friend of mine about that. I said, oh, she's, you know, evening's her worst time. She always eats in the evening. Not that it matters when you eat. I said, oh, well, I craft while I'm watching telly and things. She said, oh, yeah, so do I. She said, I just put it down and go and get something to eat. Then pick it up again afterwards. I don't think I can be bothered to do that, though. I guess it depends, how hungry you are, or how important the food is to you, I guess, you know. She's a self-admitted chocoholic, so unfortunately I'm not. It makes life a bit easier, I guess. Right, snip, snip, snippy, snip, snip, snippy, and inking. Yeah. In fact, if I ate a lot of chocolate, I'd end up with a headache. Too much gives me a headache. I mean, I don't mind chocolate, don't get me wrong. I've got no aversion to it. I just don't buy it myself, and therefore, because I don't buy it with my shopping, I do not eat much of it. People think I'm mad or very, very lucky. I knew another lady, though, that if she ate chocolate, she got migraines. So. I watched this lady, I might have mentioned it before, nothing to do with journaling. She's called the Mindful Narrowboat. Mindful Narrowboat, yeah. And she's an ex-teacher, and she lives on a narrowboat, and she cruises. She's a permanent, what they call, cruiser. People who don't moor for very long on the side of the canal. And it's fascinating. And it's amazing how many birds and insects are named after what they look like. And she said, if that was me, I'd be called Biscuit, because she loves her biscuits. She's as thin as a pin and is very fit. Obviously, opening all those locks, she would become very fit and healthy. All that walking, I mean, she walks miles, but she does like her tea and biscuits, which I think she's earned after a day of opening locks, But yeah, she's very good. It gave me a renewed interest in birds and nature. One of the reasons I started walking more is I live in the country, and I just, have no idea, apart from the resident squirrels I've got out the front of the house. And we have a few wood pigeons, and there's some doves across on the pond. There's various different... See, we've got a pond here as well. I should know what wildlife we have in the village, and I have no idea. So that's why I started walking, so I could enjoy some more of the wildlife. And be more mindful of the wildlife as well. Yeah, it's important. I know some wildlife has been reintroduced into the country because it's been almost extinct in this country, which is such a shame. But at least, councils and some government and councils are beginning to understand the need for hedgerows and the need for pollinators, Finally beginning to understand what conservationists have been saying for years about, us needing all these things to propagate, Also, birds and wild animals are, generally speaking, very pretty and very nice to watch. I mean, I'm not a bird watcher, but I can understand the want to do it. I can understand people that do it. I mean, I couldn't sit there for hours and hours hoping to see one particular bird. That would drive me balmy, but actually seeing them when you're out and about is very very good. Right, you two are just going to go with compliment those two, aren't you? I've got a couple of little splodges here where it had something. Maybe that's why I got them, because they had little holes in the top. I don't know. Anyway, filled those in. I'm not sure if I'll do anything with those. I might just leave them as journal cards. We'll have to see. Right, stop waffling, woman, and get on with... What's the time? Oh, I don't know if we'll get these decorated. Embellished, should I say. Well, if I could do thumbnails, I'll embellish them and show you at the end, but I can't. I can take the picture and everything, that's not a problem. What I can't do is get the image small enough to be used as a thumbnail. I don't know how to shrink it, you know. All these things I've got to do when I've got some time. Excuse me. I will decorate a couple, otherwise all you've seen me do is glue and cut out, isn't it? So those three won't need much, and that one won't need much either. He's going to have a flower on this one. Here it is. Here they are. That's quite nice. Let's audition a few more. I enjoy auditioning. It's a bit smaller. Yep, I like that. That one can go on there. Let's audition the yellow one for here. You're too big. Yellow. Orange, I mean. Orangey colour. Ooh. I don't really want to cut them down. I think these are all a bit wide. Oh, you're not. You fit on pretty much. Let's pop you on there. And these won't fit any on there, so let's close you up. I think you're all too big for butterflies. Whoops, butterflies. Yeah. Labels. You might just have to have a bit of washi tape and a couple of little labels. Yes, let's get some labels out now then. Some tidbits, as they call them. Go there. A bit of washi. Nothing on that bit. Gosh, these are tiny. Oh, I like you. You're pretty. I think they're supposed to go on those things that I stamped on. Oh, it's quite nice on that one, isn't it? Oh, should we pop it in there? We'll pop it in there. Let's see what else we got. Oops, a daisy. Chucked one across there. Oh, there's some little mushrooms there. Let's pop them there. That's Tim Holtz mushroom they are. Oh, that reminds me. I've got my mini embellishments here. I might have something even smaller in here. So I thought I'd got my mini embellishments. Well, I have. There just might be some more in here, that's all. Oh, I haven't got any more, I don't think. Is that the last of the mushrooms? Does this mean I got to buy some more Tim Holtz? It does. I don't have any more left. No, I don't. Might use that as a bit of washi. I might use that as a bit of washi because they're a lot thinner than my washi tape. Let's pop you back. There we go. Those two can go on there. That's going on there. I'm going to tear you off here. Sorry. Pop you there. Pop you there. Oh. Let's turn you the right way up then, shall we? Pop you there. So that's their washi and their bits. So that could go there. Want something for this one. Oh. This is going to run on a bit, but I don't want to just... I might just place them on so you get some idea. I don't want to just leave you with watching next to nothing, so... Have I got anything else? What's on this one? Oh, they're all big things on that page. We have got some of these letters though. Ooh. What's this? That's a bit big. I'll stamp in that, those two. Oh, I like that black one. Put you on there. You two are done. You're done stamping you. You guys stamp on you. You're going on there. You're going on. Oh, that needs a label. Bit of washi tape and label on him. And oh, there we go. Look, 1910. Don't ask me what happened in 1910. So that's pretty much what they're going to look like when they're when they're done. So I'm going to sit and do those ones, and then these ones we can have something bigger on, can't we? So I'm just going to, oh, I love this bird. Pop you. I know I've got this thing about flowers being at the bottom so they're grounded, but if you put washi across the middle it would work. But I've got some bigger flowers, so why not just use bigger flowers? And flowers, large paper. That one's nice. What about this one? It is ginormous. Does look good on there though. Is that a nice one? I'm sorry you can't see these. I'm leaning against me so I don't drop them. That one can go on there. You'll see them once I pop them on here though, won't you? It's a bit big. No point in putting one on too big if we've got smaller ones, is there? Let me just see if I can find a smaller one. Got two of those ones, I think. So what about, oh, that's the same. So, oh, that's nice. How about that? There. Let's use those two. I really like this one, look. I haven't quite got the right size one for it, but there. Absolutely no reason why you can't put your own stuff in there as well. Oops, my mulberry flowers have come open. I've just got my washi stickers out as well. No, I do try and use the stuff I've cut, I've got on my table first. When I get it out, because with my thoughts of using it, so I try and use this first. So I'll put a couple of labels on these, and I will probably leave you at that, and let you get on with your day. Sorry. Oh, it's a bit smaller than I planned. We can ink this one up. Pop you on there. I like these. I've got these ones on. It's quite good fun to put ones more. Oh, I like you. You can go there. And you can go on this one instead. And I'll probably put some washi on, some bits on the top. I'll try and remember, if I can, to show you the finished look when I next get this out. What I have to do is try and remember where we got to. Never mind. I hope you had fun with me doing your bit of crafting, whatever you're doing. Let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. And all of you take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.